Hey guys, today we are going to dive into captions, subtitle, and typography. It might sound like a lot, but once you get the hang of it, it's not that bad. So let's break it down. All three are essentially about text. Text was initially designed to help people who couldn't hear language or sound, but nowadays text serves not only to convey meaning but also as a form of art. So let's take a closer look, step by step. Captions are something we commonly encounter in movies, TV, and even on YouTube. The typical appearance of caption is white text on a black background. As mentioned before, the reason we use caption is to convey language in written form for clear communication of meaning, and caption typically have the simplest format. In Adobe Premiere Pro, creating caption is quite straightforward. I will use an animation I have prepared as an example.
Welcome to the realm of magic and mystery, where shadows waltz to our spells, and the night shares its secrets. I am the guardian of ancient enchantments, and the sorceress of the arcane. They call me the Witch of the Golden Grove.
Once your video is ready, go to the text panel and click on Transcribe Sequence. This feature is essentially a speech-to-text function. It converts audio-based speech into text. Mix transcribe the entire audio track into text, so be cautious if there are vocals in the music, as they will also be converted into text. I usually place dialogue in Audio 1, so I select Audio 1 and click Transcribe. After that, double-check and edit the word as needed. Then, when you click Create Captions, you can set your preference, but usually the default settings work well. After configuring the settings and click OK, you will notice the yellow caption layers have been created. There are two ways to create caption SRT files. The first method is to click the ellipsis in the text panel and choose Export to SRT file directly for the caption file. The second method is to go to Export. You can either create a separate caption file or burn your captions right into the video. I recommend choosing the sidecar file option because burn caption into video is not recommended. This is because it becomes permanent and you won't be able to change the video text later. Once you export, you will see both the video and caption file separately. Now let's try uploading it to YouTube. Here, it's important to set the language to English under Language and Caption Certification. Otherwise, you won't be able to add the caption file. To add subtitle on YouTube, click Add Subtitles, Upload File, choose with the timing, and select the SRT file. That's it. If captions are 100% about delivering meaning, then subtitles pay more attention to conveying 50% meaning and 50% design and motion. Most importantly, captions do have certain limitations. The main one is that you cannot add text animation to them. That's why many YouTubers transform captions into subtitles with a graphical format. To convert a caption layer into a graphic layer, select the caption layers and then click on Graphics and Titles. Next, press Upgrade Caption to Graphics. This will turn all the caption layers into graphics, allowing you to apply text animation. So let's create subtitles that are commonly used by many YouTubers and some representative pop-up animation. First, select all caption layers, then choose font type. I will choose Montserrat. Choose a color and stroke. Then it is done. Now let's add motion to text. Go to Effect panel, search Transform. Add to text layer, then we just need to add a keyframe. First, scale it to 70 and move 3 frames, meaning press the right arrow key 3 times. Then set the scale to 120, move 3 frames again, and set it to 100. Make sure to select the Bezier option. Congratulations, we just made the most trendy subtitles and text animation. But here is the most important part. We need to save our work. There are two ways to do this. You can save it as a preset, which saves your animation and effects, or you can save it as a template, which saves the entire layer. This time, let's save it as a template. If you navigate to the Essential Graphic panel, you can use your template whenever you want, and there's no need to recreate it from scratch. If you've learned everything up to this point, congratulations, you have mastered creating subtitles. That's all you need for most situations. But from this point forward, we will delve into more advanced technique. When subtitles evolve, they become typography. Captions and subtitles are primarily focusing on conveying meaning. Typography, on the other hand, emphasizes appearance over meaning. Therefore, in typography, the main topics include font type, font size, color, and motion. Whether you classify text as a subtitle or typography depends on your perspective. If you see it primarily as meaning, it's a subtitle. If you see it as an appearance, it becomes typography. Of course, typography does convey meaning, but leans more towards 10% meaning, 90% design and motion. That's why typography often features eye-catching motion. To create more impressive typography, we usually need to use After Effects. Sorry guys, I tried to teach you typography in Premiere Pro, but I think it's actually better to do it in After Effects, especially when it comes to text motion and other effects. So we won't be covering typography looking text motion here. Instead, I will show you how to create advanced text using Essential Graphic. First, let's create subtitles. I'm using the Looney font, which I downloaded from the Adobe website. To download a font, open Creative Cloud, click Browse More Fonts, and it will take you to the Adobe font website. Choose a font you like. I have already downloaded the Looney Sans font. For the demonstration, I'm going to download this font. After it's downloaded, open the Creative Cloud app and click Install Family. You will find your font in Premiere Pro and other Adobe software. Make sure to click the star next to the font to add it to your favorite for easy access. Make sure your text is properly aligned. Moving on to applying gradient colors to the text, double-click on Fill. Choose Fill option, and then select Linear Gradient. You can have two colors in this way, and you can add more by clicking below the color bar. Adjust the angle to make the text look even better. Don't forget to add a stroke and shadow for that finishing touch. Now let's add a lighting effect. To do this, create a mask in the shape of a parallelogram. To move the mask around, it's a bit tricky. Click on the first dot, and for the second dot, you will need to hold down Shift and then click it. Now you can move it in a straight line. Add a keyframe and you are done. Remember to save the lighting effect as a preset. Presets save your animation and motion. Just click on Motion, right-click, and choose Save As to name your preset. Now you will see the preset added in your effect panel, and you can use it next time. This time we will create text using pictures and video clips. We will start by adding a pink stroke and matching shadow. Next, go to the Essential Graphic panel and add a new layer. Then select a PNG image file. Note that this new layer is added to the text itself, not the sequence, which is what we want. All that's left to do is animate the flower picture. Perfect. Finally, we will create a beautiful text with a fiery background. Create text and duplicate it. Then add a new layer and bring in a fire video. Select the mask with the text, allowing you to see through the video. You can group them by selecting both the video and text, right-click, and creating a group. Use a duplicate text to control the stroke width and you are done. Don't forget to save your work by creating the motion template. That's all for today. I have simplified the content to make it easy to understand. Remember, text isn't just about conveying meaning, it can be an art. I understand that we have covered a lot of information about text. Now that you have finished this video, you pretty much know everything about creating text in Premiere Pro. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.